It has been 53 years since the New York Knicks stood at the center of the basketball world. Since Willis Reed led them to the 1973 title, the franchise is defined more by its long drought than the weight of its trophies. But the 2026 playoffs produced a statistical anomaly that no one saw coming. The Knicks entered the finals on a 13-game win streak, having gone 46 days without a single loss on the court. Analytics gave the 73-win Spurs a 65% chance of winning at home, but math ignores momentum. New York took the first two road games, a feat only 3 teams have ever managed in finals history. We are witnessing a paradox, a team fueled by a half-century of history colliding with the regular season's most efficient mathematical machine. A road team taking a 2-0 lead in the finals has happened so rarely that it feels like a fracture in the league's historical structure. Standing in the middle of that fracture is Victor Wembanyama. No team has ever come back from an 0-2 start to win the finals, but Wembanyama has spent his career making the impossible look routine. For Wembanyama, the stakes go beyond this season. If he pulls this off, he skips standard development curves and enters the greatest of all time conversation. The Knicks are playing to end a 53-year title drought, while Wembanyama is attempting a recovery the league has never seen before. The Knicks' dominance in the first 2 games was the result of coach Mike Brown's new offensive system, a scheme designed to keep the scoreboard moving even when their star player wasn't the one doing the damage. Jalen Brunson's numbers were uncharacteristically poor. He shot just 19 of 56 across the 2 road wins and struggled with 4 turnovers in each game. But the system worked because the supporting cast filled the void. Karl Anthony Towns anchored the interior, grabbing 13 massive rebounds in Game 2 to completely negate San Antonio's looming size advantage. Josh Hart and OG Anunoby functioned as the connective tissue, turning defensive stops into transition buckets and neutralizing the Spurs' secondary scorers. New York's early lead wasn't about star power. It was a victory of tactical grit over individual shooting percentages. The series shifted back home to Madison Square Garden for Game 3. For the Knicks, it was supposed to be a homecoming celebration. For the Spurs, it was survival. Victor Wembanyama responded with 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, putting an end to the Knicks' 46-day unbeaten streak. Spurs coach Mitch Johnson increased physical pressure in the paint, forcing officials to blow the whistle. This chart shows the second-half free throw disparity. San Antonio finished with 25 attempts compared to 18 for New York, changing the entire rhythm of the game. That physicality neutralized Towns, holding him to 11 points, forcing Mikal Bridges to spend most of the night benched in foul trouble. When the Knicks' defense finally cracked, Stephen Castle and De'Aaron Fox hit the late-clock shots that secured the 115-111 win and kept the Spurs alive. The Spurs proved the Knicks' momentum wasn't a law of physics. It could be disrupted by a more aggressive tactical plan. At 2-1, the illusion that the Knicks would cruise to an easy sweep has evaporated. This is now a back-and-forth championship fight. Even with the Game 3 loss, the betting markets still favor the Knicks. They sit as a -184 favorite to win the series, while the Spurs remain the underdog at +154. The stakes for Game 4 are absolute. A Spurs win resets the series and sends it back to San Antonio tied, giving the regular season leaders the momentum they need. This is the tipping point. Game 4 either puts New York on the doorstep of their first title since 1973, or it erases their head start entirely. If San Antonio can complete this comeback, Victor Wembanyama achieves an NBA first, rewriting the expectations for a young superstar's legacy. If New York can hold them off, this 2026 squad will be remembered as the team that finally ended a half-century wait for the world's most famous arena. We are watching a deadlock between a team trying to end a 50-year drought and a player trying to do what no one in league history has ever done. Only one of these stories can reach its conclusion. No matter who hoists the hardware, the 2026 finals will be remembered as the moment that either a 53-year wait was finally over or the greatest comeback in league history was finally achieved.